Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. Football season is back, and you are listening to the Tennessee Titans in Week 1 versus the Arizona Cardinals of podcasts. Today is September 13th, 2021. What is up, Junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. Wait a minute. That's not AD. That is Chris Rongey. Ronge making his presence back on the Junk Drawer. Rongey, how are you, dude?
I'm good, pal. How are you?
I'm great, man. It's been a while. I've missed
sorry.
your face.
Yeah, I miss your face too. I'm sorry that Derrick Henry can't take care of all your problems.
Man, he had a 19-yard run yesterday, and that was the highlight of things, which is, I mean, if Derrick Henry running for 19 yards is the highlight, you know it's a rough day for the King.
You didn't have 19 yards in the NFL yesterday.
No,
I didn't have 19 yards in an NFL game yesterday.
Right.
So
yeah, so who are we to make fun of his output? Still had 58 yards, 58 yards.
Let me ask you this question as a Tennessee Titans fan, the only one that I know.
Sure, and the purveyor of the #1 Derrick Henry fan site on the internet.
That's correct. What is it? Does it have a membership of 2?
Are you saying how many other websites are Derrick Henry fan sites?
No, how many other people are in your fan club?
Oh, well, it's all of us at Cork Bats. It's us, the Cineboys, AD,
I gotcha.
Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan, huge Derrick Henry fan.
He actually is a big Vols and Titans fan. So
yeah.
Does
it make you sad to know this is like nearing the end of Derrick Henry's usefulness? Does it bother you?
People are wanting to push that narrative. The shelf life of a running back in the NFL. Yeah,
5 years.
The shelf life of most running backs in the NFL. Yeah. When have we ever had a running back built like a freaking defensive end?
Adrian Peterson.
No. Derrick Henry shadows over Adrian Peterson like most people do me.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You're a little guy. I think you're cute, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Derrick Henry is so much bigger than Adrian Peterson.
I know, man.
It is. The NFL's not seen anything like him. He is the exception to the rule. And a lot of people yesterday are like, "Oh well, in the year following a 2,000-yard rushing season, the players have always put out their worst season outputs." That may be true. That may be true for Derrick Henry. We don't know. But come talk to me in December. Come talk to me in December if that's true, because as we know, Derrick Henry loves to put up a good 250 per game.
Would you bet on it? Now he's going to do better than what he did yesterday. Like I would think that's the worst of it for him.
Sure,
but how much better do you think it's going to get? And then be honest. Like, I know you're a fan, and
right, and
you want it to go well, and honestly, I like the guy a lot, so I want him to do well. But at some point, it's just not going to be there anymore.
No, at some point there's going to be regression. I don't think that's this season. He does have an extra game, so I think I think rushing for, hopefully at least 2,000 yards. Maybe 1,800 would be the benchmark with that extra game, just based off of last season alone.
Okay.
Does he keep it up? Yeah, I don't know. It's different because now you've got AJ Brown, and Julio Jones. You've got a passing game. The ball's not going to be going. He's not going to be getting as many carries this season as normal. So, my unbiased opinion, I don't know. I'd be satisfied with 1,500 yards.
Yeah,
I think the new 1,000. You know how they say the running back benchmark is 1,000 yards.
Yeah. For
Derrick Henry, I think you have to up that.
$1,500.
I mean, 1,500
yards. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he gets to 1,000, but we'll see about after.
All right,
hey, it doesn't matter. My team stinks.
Well, yeah. And we'll get in. Look, if the start of football season is Christmas morning, then for you, a Bears fan, and me, a Titans fan, yesterday was like getting a pair of socks for Christmas. Like that's what it was. That's what, I was so excited. I was so giddy. I was so hyped for this season. And then you come out and you just fall flat in your face. And it's like, oh man, I did not get the Xbox I was hoping for. I did not get, all of the cool toys that I thought I was going to get. Here, I thought I was getting Julio Jones week 1. I didn't get barely any of Julio Jones week 1.
Well, he made him a big mistake.
He did.
So yeah, he made a huge mistake, and
which
he
one?
got the wrath of his coach.
Which one? The 2 drops, the 3 drops, or the
penalty?
Penalty.
The penalty. Yeah. And Vrabel's like he met. I forgot what he swore when he said it. I forgot the exact words, but he said he messed up, and he should be.
He should be.
Like he's a veteran. You got to not do stupid crap like that. My Bears Christmas, and I'm for people who don't know, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Hey, check the hat. My Christmas, it was like this. Christmas is coming. You like Christmas. You're excited for it anyway, but you also know your dad just got laid off, so you're not getting anything.
Right.
So it's like you wake up and you're like, oh, it's still going to be fun. Christmas is still going to be okay. And, presents and music and food but you are not only are you not getting an Xbox, but they might be taking something already in your room and rewrapping it, and like that's your gift, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've played with this already and it sucks, but fine, it's something. It started. It's here. That's what being a Bears fan is right now. And like the best gift that you could get that you really, really want is on layaway, and you don't know when you're going to get that. Right. You're like, you're wishing like when's that going to get paid off? An aunt or an uncle could maybe chip in to help your Christmas, like be good or, be better than what you're expecting, but it's not. Oh, it's just brutal. Philip Bernard says Washington football team sewer lines produced more yesterday than Henry did. All right. Phil. That's right, Phil. All right. He's not wrong. Yeah. Look, good job, Philip. Look, this is Cork Bats is the #1 Derrick Henry fan site on the internet. We will not accept any Derrick Henry slander on this site. Well, why do you have me on? Well, because you said you like that guy. That's what I was told. I do like him, but I am totally willing to slander him also. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. That's not what you want to hear, and I'm sorry. But I do like the guy. Here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried for you because I don't want you to get disappointed when because I know, like, I've never met anybody who's a fan of a specific athlete as much as you are a fan of Derrick Henry. And I'm sad for you because I know the end is nigh. And you, I don't think, are going to be able to handle it when it is. No, and what are you going to jump to then? Like no, that's a great question. When Henry finally sucks and he can't do anything anymore because he's had the crap beat out of him for 8 years now. Well, is that right? 8 years? This is his 7th season. 7 years. And really he didn't play much the first 2. Okay, so 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. And that even those first 2 years of those 5 years, he was still splitting carries. So I would say like 2 to 3 years of really heavy workload. Okay. And it's heavy workload. Sure. Guy. So I'm concerned for you when he's just totally beat up and can't do anything. And then I wonder what's Austin going to do next. Like, I'm not worried about what's next I'm not worried about Derrick Henry's life next. He'll be okay. He's made a considerable amount of money. He'll be all right. But what about you? Like, what are you going to do? I am putting all my eggs in a basket that is only going to be around for a couple more years. We also put our eggs in the baskets of Bartolo Colon and Brendan Fraser, all of which have very considerable shelf lives. So it's going to be tough. It will be tough. Jeff Waldman, sales guy Jeff, is in. He says when Derrick Henry is done, the NFL Cork Bats will probably bow out and will be able to die a happy life. That is probably true. Cork Bats will probably fold once Derrick Henry hangs it up. Even before he hangs up, if he has a season where he produces like 600 yards, then it's like, all right, it's time to wrap up Cork Bats. It's been a fun ride. Our entire identity as a site is wrapped around that man's career. And so we are just hoping, it lasts as long as possible. I question your business model. I feel like you should have picked something that's got more staying power than an NFL running back. You picked an NFL running back. Why? Yeah, if only we could have picked like Yadier Molina or something, like someone who's going to be around forever. Yes, maybe even like a head coach. Like, why not just put it around a head coach? That's what would have been better for you.
Yeah.
You put it around Belichick. That's what you should have picked.
That's what we should have done. We should have been the number one Bill Belichick fan site on the internet.
There you go.
I don't know if we would have gotten as many clicks.
Probably not, because I think they already have those. It's the market's saturated. But I think you'll figure something else out. You better.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
we'll move on. Well, it'll be something else that we'll find to. But I tell you what, Derrick Henry, man, he has helped us out with a lot of content. He has given us a lot of things to talk about, a lot of fun, creative content to do. And I'm hoping we can get like a couple more seasons out of it. And I think we will. I legitimately think we will. I think we have at least 3 more years of Derrick Henry dominating as a running back. I know that's crazy, and I know that goes against the norm and against the narrative of running back shelf lives. But Derrick Henry is not like anything we have seen before. He's not, and it's like it's like Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is unlike anything we've seen before. So it's like we can't say like, oh well, he'll tail off, he'll fall off the map eventually. I just don't think the end is in sight for Derrick Henry. Maybe that's just me being prideful and boastful, but I don't know. That's the way I feel.
Well, there's a reason that a running back can't have you can't be a running back at 40 years old and be effective.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
Exactly.
It's not about ability, what you were, it's not about like your talent. It's about your body just can't take all of that abuse.
Right.
Like quarterbacks get hit, but nothing like they used to get hit. So Patrick Mahomes could play until he's 45.
Right.
And we have a current example of that working really well. And I know it's not totally typical, but
right. But
it's nothing for a quarterback to be playing in their late 30s.
Right. But this isn't like, again, this isn't like a Deion Lewis carrying the football. This is literally a bulldozer. This is a caterpillar bulldozer that
literally a bulldozer.
and he just runs over. Like nobody wants to for as much as like he gets wear and tear, defenders don't want to have to put their body in front of the lines of that speeding freight train. Like they don't. And so I think as long as they just keep giving him the rock, and the deeper you get into seasons, he's going to continue to have success. September, he may rush for 200, 300 yards total. October, same thing. But then once it gets into November and December, that's when he starts to go off, and that's when he really makes an impact. Same way he does in games. In games, he doesn't pick up many yards. But even in the second half yesterday against the Cardinals, he started to pick up more chunks of ground. He started to see old Derrick Henry come back because they just don't want to get in the way of him for an entire 60 minutes of a football game.
Yeah. I hope you're right, man. Just for your sake and for Cork Pat's
sake.
I hope this all works out really well.
Oh, all right. We should have gotten this off the top, but subscribe, rate, and review. We're legally required to say that to you. Subscribe, rate, and review to the podcast. If you're watching the live stream, as our guy Philip Bernard is commenting along, you can comment along with the show. Comment says, hey, I have Henry on a couple of fantasy teams, but it wasn't pretty. All right, Philip, we know.
Yeah, Philip.
Jeez, Philip.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is just killing Philip.
Also, AD is not here, but I feel I would be remiss if I didn't say that his Pitt Panthers beat Tennessee Volunteers on Saturday. I know he actually probably wouldn't rub it in to Vols fans' faces, mainly because he picked the Vols to win. So if anything, he is just as much at fault as the Tennessee Vols are for that performance. But let's get into our trademark segment of the good, back, and ugly. And before we do, quick, Rongey, name a woman.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher. Very good. Not bad.
How many people do you think people know who that is?
And
is she dead? She's dead, right?
I know I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if
I know the Prime Minister of England.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. I know. And she died. She died, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. She died in 2013.
Yeah. She died a while ago.
I think we all remember where we were when Margaret Thatcher passed away. That was a tough day for all of us. In fact, Cork Bats used to be the number one Margaret Thatcher fan site on the internet.
Show.
And that's when we had to make the jump to Derrick Henry. Good, back, ugly. But wait, actually, before we get into good, back, ugly, Rongey, name a song.
Happy birthday to you.
that counts.
That is a song.
Judges? Yes, we will accept that answer. All right. Let's get into good, back, ugly. Normally, AD goes first, but AD's not here. So, Ronj, I'm going to allow you to take his spot. You go first. What's your good of the week?
All right. My good and my back are Bears related. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I really wanted to diversify a little bit, but I just couldn't. My good of the week is actual appearances by the future Hall of Famer Justin Fields. You know how you've hitched your wagon to the star of Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I'm hitching my wagon to the star of Justin Fields, who will end up in the Hall of Fame at some point, and he will be the first ever decent Bears quarterback, at least. Or no, actually, he'll be the first ever really good Bears quarterback, I think. And don't give me the Jim McMahon nonsense. Don't give me Jay Cutler, who was also fine. He's going to be the first one ever that people can really, truly be excited about, I think. But he made 5 appearances. He was in 5 snaps yesterday, had a couple of handoffs. He did make one really good, one out route, pass play. And I'm not sure why they're using him the way they are. I almost feel like if they're going to be doing this, just put him out there and let him play. If they're going to give him these special packages or whatever. And by God, please, if you are Matt Nagy and the coaching staff, stop calling that stupid shovel pass. It never works. It never works. And I know it's sort of an option, but still, don't let that be an option. Don't let him do that. Don't let anybody do that, because it never, ever works. And you've tried to run that play 45 different times in the last 3 years. But we got to see a little bit of Fields yesterday. Got to see him in a Bears uniform in the middle of the field with a helmet on, actually playing, and not on the sideline holding an iPad.
Did you have to adjust your pants at any point when you first saw him in a Bears uniform? Did you have to just kind of awkwardly
no
shift a little bit?
Look, because
get tight down there.
No, well, I say that it was my good of the week because we got to see him, but also it just felt like a massive tease in a way.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields getting into the game, as much as I'm happy he got into the game, it almost feels for me like going to a gentleman's club. I know a lot of people a lot of people love the strip club. A lot of dudes love the strip club.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, it does almost nothing for me.
Okay.
It does nothing for me because here's why. Because I know all of these people working that I'm supposed to be looking at and aroused by.
Right.
None of them are going to talk to me for real.
Right.
So why this doesn't really do much for me. So
it's kind of like if I called into your sports talk radio show, then I would, it'd be like, well, I know he's working right now. Like he's not he's listening to my take, but he wouldn't listen to my take in everyday life.
Right. Right. Like that's, to me, it was nice to see him there. It's nice that he's alive and that he, we get kind of a glimpse of it, but also it's just a huge tease. It's just nothing's going to come of this.
Right. Right. Would you like
know.
gentlemen's clubs more if you walked in and instead of naked ladies on stage, you see Justin Fields in a Bears uniform taking snaps?
Yeah, probably. Probably if I know he's on the way to the game. He's gonna play today.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I've had this take. Obviously, I'm in Chicago. I have a morning show here on country music radio, and so it's Justin Fields. We talk about Justin Fields on our show on country music radio. Yeah. So everyone in the city is obsessed with Justin Fields and is excited for him, and rightfully so. I think he's going to be great. I think he's awesome. But I feel like I'm in the minority in wanting him to play right now because
you're not.
Wait, really?
You are not in the minority. No.
I mean, no. Sorry. I'm in the minority and not wanting him to play right now.
Oh, you want him to sit for a while.
I want him to sit this season because right now the Bears they're just not good. And I don't want Justin Fields to have a wasted season. Let him sit, let him learn. The quarterbacks that have sat and learned, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, literally any of the best outside of the Andrew Lucks of the world, who are the exception to the rule. Andrew Lucks, the Peyton Mannings, those guys started right away, had tremendous careers. Let Justin Fields sit for a season. The long-term play, I think is much better than letting Justin Fields come in right now and play for a team that's not good. The talent's not there. But if you let him, give the Bears another offseason to get better, more talent around him, then let him start next season. And then I think they'll be in much better situation coming out of the gate.
I understand that philosophy, and I am conceding that there could be a good reason as far as his personal development goes,
right?
To not play him right now. But okay, the way I'm going to look at it is this: there are, and I watched Kurt Warner does he did a series on YouTube, and he did it over the last couple of weeks where he broke down every one of the rookie quarterbacks, the new guys, Trey Lance, Lawrence, and Mac Jones, all those guys. And he did a good breakdown, a pretty long one on all of them. And some of the things he talked about were Fields does have a pretty good ability to read defenses, but also there are times where he's not so good at it. Right. And there are times where he doesn't recognize pressure very well either. And then one of the examples of that was him against Buffalo during the preseason. And I know you saw the highlight of him getting just absolutely smoked. Right. And his head rolled off. His helmet came off and his head was still in it. So there's stuff like that.
And that was literally his second game played since crushing a rib in the college football semifinal. So from that perspective, I can understand maybe taking it a little slowly with him. What I can't understand necessarily is saying we have to get better talent around him. Well, okay, what if they don't ever? What if next year they don't have better talent, or the year after? So when are you going to keep pushing this back? Are you going to keep extending it until you do get good talent, which maybe that's 6 years from now? Well, I think the offensive line would be my biggest, get a better offensive line.
And I understand that, but also he has the ability to escape that pressure. And if you are trying to win any games at all, he gives you a better chance of evading a bad offensive line.
Right.
Right. And the other thing I would say is, just because Patrick Mahomes, you used him as an example, he sat behind Alex Smith. First of all, Andy Dalton is not Alex Smith. He's not that good. But
Andy Dalton's not terrible. People forget how much success he had in Cincinnati early on.
And you know what? He was okay yesterday too. He was okay on Sunday. He wasn't the reason they lost. They lost because, well, I'll get into that next. But the just because it seems to have worked with Mahomes, just because he sat and then he was good, doesn't mean Kansas City did the right thing. They may have been able to start him immediately and still get the exact same result, but they have an extra year of Patrick Mahomes playing, and he's an extra year better.
Right.
So we don't know that, and there's no way to know that. There's no way to know if him sitting behind Alex Smith is the reason he's really good, but I would bet it's not. Well, I would bet it's because of his talent and because of his coaching.
But NFL coaches say it all the time. Quarterbacks learn the most from year 1 to year 2. They learn the most. They gain the most experience, and they equate to the pro game the most from year 1 to year 2, whether you sit or you play every single week. So it's I would hate for the Bears to freaking wheel out Justin Fields in a season where it's what's the ceiling for the Bears this season? Making the playoffs, winning a couple of playoff games. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
8 wins, 9 wins at the most,
and maybe that's even it. Yeah. So it's why
ceiling, you're talking about ceiling,
ceiling, the absolute best that the Bears will do this season.
Maybe the ceiling goes up a couple of games if he starts right away. I don't know if it would have made a difference yesterday because there was another massive problem in the game against the Rams, but maybe it does change a little bit if he's out there. And I understand that I understand wanting to protect him as much as possible. And part of me feels that way as well, but I almost wonder if you're wasting years or a year on the rookie contract by not putting him out there in a year that he could learn by playing. And there's probably a lot that he could pick up more so by playing than by being on the sideline and having Dalton help him out along the way and watching Dalton in the communication. Now, if there's stuff he just can't do right now, like he doesn't understand defenses enough yet, and it will get him killed. Okay, fine, but I don't even know if that's really the case here. I think if he's as good as everybody thinks he is, he's going to learn quickly. And the sooner you start that clock on him, like this year for him, this part of this rookie deal for him, this is a year that's wasted. It's happening. It's
Right.
not like not like in baseball where we're going to hold him back. In the minor
and you don't
leagues,
get that service time,
and we get that service. There's no service time in football,
right?
So like it's starting now.
But it's also and I get that argument, but it's also, if this is the guy who's going to be the franchise guy, that shouldn't matter. Like if he's going to be the guy for decades, hopefully like a decade and a half at least, then the sitting out the first year shouldn't matter. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat out 2 seasons, and nobody's like thinking like, oh man, we wasted those first 2 seasons of not getting Aaron Rodgers playing football.
Right, but also they went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. It's not like
that's so, yes,
they don't like in the cases that we're talking about with Kansas City and with Green Bay. Those teams had legit dudes already.
Yeah,
that were playing the position. I'm conceding that I don't know how much he can pick up being in the role he's in now versus just throwing him out there and letting him play.
But I do like the fact that they are letting him see some time. Like they're working him into the offense.
I guess that's
clearly
helpful. Yeah.
I think that's better than him just sitting and not playing at all. Like that's, but again, like I'm also in the camp. I would rather him sit this year, like not start at all. And then next year, give him the starting job from the beginning of OTAs. Let him know, hey, you're our QB1 next season. Take it over. Let's see what you can do.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do. They'll probably say, you know what? Andy's really good for us. And,
Did you see Matt Nagy's McDonald's ads?
No.
Oh, Ron.
Are they Chicago local right now?
They are Chicago local.
Yeah, so I haven't seen them.
Okay. Well, so they've been making their way on the internet right now. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. So Matt Nagy, look again, this is as the tweet suggests, if this isn't an omen, I don't know what is. He is
hired to help you make this great team even better. We're doing paid time off, tuition assistance for school too. And hey, if they put in the work, they can make manager on this team.
Matt Nagy.
I was hired to help you make this
literally doing ads as if he's a McDonald's manager.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Have you seen Coming to America? The original from the 80s, Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
And they got the comedian Louis Anderson, and he's working in the back, and he's like, right now I'm washing lettuce. Soon I'll be on fries. Like he's talking about his growth in the company.
Right.
That's what that sounds like to me.
That it is way too funny. All right. So Ron, you've got for your back of the week coming up here in a little bit, you've also got another Bears.
The Bears thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my back of the week, I want to talk about, or my good of the week, I guess I should say.
If you're good.
Yeah. My good of the week is I don't know if you saw this or not, but Adam Schefter tweeted last week. He broke the news on the TJ Watt signing. TJ Watt finally got paid. Good for him. It was, well deserved, obviously, it is what it is. But so look, AD's not here, so I'm allowed to make fun of TJ Watt and just this whole saga. JJ Watt's time as the NFL's top defender is winding down. We're kind of on the back half of JJ Watt being the face of NFL defenses, the guy when it comes to defensive pass rushers. We don't have to really deal with his like incessant working out and rapping the lyrics of Fort
And let
Minor.
me show you how hard I'm working out.
And not just the working out, but showing out how hard he works out all the time.
Yeah.
proving to others that you know all the lyrics to a Fort Minor song, and then staying at work until midnight just to get his incline bench reps in. But
yeah, by the way, I'm more inclined to think, speaking of inclined, I'm more inclined to think he does the George Costanza. He just leaves his car in the lot. Yeah. So when the boss shows up, the car's there, and when the boss leaves, the car's still there, and he thinks, man, this guy works really hard.
Right. What he's doing is he's napping under his desk. Yeah,
that's correct.
Sure. Yeah. But unfortunately, with JJ Watt's time winding down, like a school teacher who gets rid of one annoying student, we now have to deal with his younger brother. You're like, oh, great. We've got another kid coming in, and now we have another Watt brother we have to deal with for the next foreseeable future. And it just so happens to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. With the AD out this week, I can clown on him all I want, but so he signed his deal last week, and look, good for him. Get paid. He is really good. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the sport. What I don't like is the narrative that comes with it.
Into the office and I said, "Get this done." I'm going past my agents.
I don't know. Right. I don't know if Adam Schefter is the new Matt Christopher with the way he just romanticized this sports story.
Yeah.
But he tweeted, Steelers outside linebacker TJ Watt overruled his agents who believed they could get more money today. He marched into the office of Steelers president Art Rooney and told him they had a deal. Then the NFL's new highest paid defensive player excused himself and announced he had to go work out. Like, what?
It's so ridiculous.
What is this, Shefty? Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you when do you become a novelist? Just tell us that he signed his new deal. We don't need this fancy narrative. Did JJ Watt write this? Did JJ Watt become Adam Schefter's? Is this JJ Watt's burner account? Like tweeting about his younger brother? Because that is exactly something he would do. And then I hated Field Yates' follow-up.
Yes.
Field Yates right below that. The day after signing his 6-year, $100 million deal that made him the highest paid defensive player in the league back in 2014, JJ Watt was in the Texans weight room at 4 a.m. Runs in the family.
Okay. And you know what's the best part of all of that you've got on the screen is the response to Field. The guy right below who says, so he got paid a lot of money to do his job and he went to go do part of his job early. Hell of a news story, my man. He may get you a Pulitzer.
Yeah.
Wow. He just got paid a lot of money to go to work and he went to work a little bit early. Wow. Right. God.
There was one guy who responded to Field Yates's tweet and said, athletes work out, Field. Breaking news.
I saw that. Look, I understand that romanticizing certain aspects of sports is part of what's attractive about sports, but some of this is just total. Come on, man. That's exhausting. Over the top. It really is.
This is like in a year where JJ Watt finally wasn't featured on Hard Knocks with the breakdowns of as the sprinklers are going off on the practice fields, you see JJ Watt flipping tires. For the first time, we don't get that on Hard Knocks, but instead we get this tweet. And I know Adam Schefter works for ESPN, which is a Disney-owned company, but you don't have to Disneyfy the stories that you're breaking, Adam. You don't have to freaking sit there and tell us oh, TJ Watt, let me tell you how hard of a worker he is. He's the highest paid athlete in the sport. We know we know he's a hard worker. You don't get to that point without working hard. We don't need he put his foot down and he overstepped his agents and said, you know what? I don't need the money. I just want to get paid because I want to go back to work.
I just want to go play for my $80 million guaranteed.
This creatine isn't going to drink itself.
Get lost. I'm with you. That stuff is, it's nauseating. It's like it's like you go to Starbucks and you get the coffee and they give it to you and it's an iced coffee and you don't realize that the iced coffee has syrup in it automatically, and then you drink and you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of sugar. I didn't know that was going to be there. That's what this kind of stuff is like with the Watt brothers.
Right.
It's just this added syrup that you didn't ask for and you don't need. Just give me the coffee. Just give me the coffee
Right.
and go play. I know you're good. I know you're good at your job, but you just got paid, dude. Don't act like you went in there and said, hey, man, I would play this game for free.
Right.
So stop it with my agents. You just give me a deal. You got a deal, a billionaire owner. Let me go play football for free because I just love the game. No, you got 80 million guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's not like stop with the nonsense. I'm totally with you on this.
It's just it really is. This is to your coffee analogy. This is the coffee with like way too much whipped cream on it. It's like I don't
need the whipped cream. I didn't ask for it.
Right. Just give me my drink, please.
Don't you see on the ticket it says no whip? I on purpose I said no whip.
Right.
And you put it there anyway.
Oh my gosh. All right. The I have one more good of the week, and this is a short good. But Ron, I want to know. So Mark Davis, obviously just a content machine, dude. I freaking love Mark Davis. He's so awesome. Just with all of the ridiculousness from his haircut to his new house. Did you see his new house?
The house that looks like the Tony Stark's compound. Yeah.
It does look exactly like Tony Stark's compound. Well, The other day he won $1,800 playing the Wheel of Fortune slots.
Of course he did.
At Virgin Hotels. Rongey, my question to you is how rich is too rich to still be playing slots?
Well, I mean, if it's a thing you like doing, I don't know, maybe he's not good at anything else. Like, I feel like if you're playing slots, you're not good at any other gambling. Like, you're not good at blackjack, you're not good at poker, you don't really understand roulette. So you're like, well, I'll just go here and pull this lever. Right. And then it'll let me know if I won something.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but if I was a billionaire, I'd go to the poker table anyway. Like, what do I care if I lose all this money?
Right.
I'll make a few friends along the way, and I'll make them happy because they'll be like, oh, this guy who doesn't know dick about playing cards is sitting down. He's just going to contribute to the fund.
You mean to tell me that
people happy?
You don't think this guy knows how to play any other card games or Vegas games outside of just pulling down a lever?
See, I would think so because he has that level of grossness and enough spots on his face to where you think like, oh, this guy's really good at blackjack. Yeah, that guy looks like somebody who never leaves the house
or never leaves the card table at a casino.
And I have a different idea on the haircut. A lot of people are like, that's a terrible haircut. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think that haircut is on purpose in I'm going to get these people to talk about me kind of way. That's not just like, I don't know what to do with my hair. What do I do with my hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not like, that's intentional.
Okay.
So I used to think that he was just smarter than everybody else. But the thing about him playing at the slots now makes me think he's not, because I'm rethinking everything now about him. Because I think people at the slots, they don't know what else to do. They don't know what to go play because they're not good at anything else. And I was giving him credit for being smarter than the rest of us, but maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea. I pressed back on the wrong thing there. Sorry, I lost you there for a second.
Are you back?
I am back. Am I back?
Oh, you tell me. This is your back. This is your back.
Yeah, I'm back of the week. I respect the take of Mark Davis is just smarter than everyone else, but it's also like I'm also like I don't know. I don't know if I trust that.
I thought he was until you brought the picture of him playing slots.
Oh, okay. So you're starting to go back on that.
I'm rethinking it because like only people who just don't really care are playing slots or don't know what else to do.
Also, I love in this photo, courtesy of TMZ Sports, after winning the 13. I guess it's only 1,300 there, but the tweet says $1,800 playing the Wheel of Fortune. So he must have pulled that lever a few times. Also, that's a massive ass lever. That is a huge lever. Maybe a little too big of a lever it's comically large. But I love the after winning, the turnaround to look and outstretch your arms like, hey, anyone else seeing
Look
this?
at me.
Hey.
Look at me.
So back to your point about the haircut,
Yeah.
you know, you thought the haircut was just solely for attention. Any pub is good pub. Maybe the guy is just looking for publicity in any way he can get it.
Also, we need to talk about something here. If you are going to play the slots, I think it's a Bush League move to push the button instead of pull the lever.
I agree.
Pull the damn lever. If you're going to exert yourself, I don't care if you're missing an arm. You better find a way. Use your other arm. If your right arm's missing and that lever is on the right side, use your left arm.
Right. I all I'm hoping is in that massive ass house he's building, he builds some slots, because to me, it's not that Mark Davis is filled with great looks, but it's not a good look to be a billionaire owner of an NFL franchise and still be playing slots at the where is he at Virgin Hotels.
Yeah.
In Vegas. I don't know. Put some slots in your own house if you've got a slot fetish.
Maybe now I'm thinking about the haircut some more, and maybe the haircut is just him realizing I am hideous, so I'm leaning into this. Like, I'm already ugly.
Right.
And I know I'm ugly, so I might as well make the haircut worse to take the attention off of my terrible face.
Nah, that's a good point, because we are all focused on that little red problem child bowl cut he's got, and no one is focusing on like the sunspots on his
because
body.
A good haircut ain't fixing that.
Oh man. All right. So let's quickly get to your back of the week. What do you got for your back of the week?
My back of the week is very simple. Bring back the Bears' good defense, because, oh my God, were they terrible yesterday. Just absolutely. And I knew it was going to be tough against the Rams, and they might have a real actual, well, they've had a pretty good offense for a few years now, and Sean McVay is brilliant. We know, offensive genius, whatever. I like Sean McVay. I hate that I like him, but I like him. And I know all that stuff is absolutely true, but they just looked like, I don't know what they were doing. There were too many times they got beat over the top. And whether it's, look, I know Stafford is a good quarterback, and he's probably going to flourish in, under McVay. And I think that'll be really interesting to follow all season long. But he's not so good at looking off the safety that those guys completely blow coverages. I mean, I don't, it was so bad yesterday. So bad yesterday. And I don't know what happened to Eddie Jackson. That dude, a couple of years ago, was legit, and he has not been in a while. And he's been talking all this big game this season about I'm determined to improve, and I know I've still got it. Are you sure? Because I don't think you found it. Whatever it is you lost, you better go find it, man. That Bears defense. And they can't afford injuries. They didn't have Eddie Goldman yesterday, and that's a big deal if he's not there. Like, we've been talking about this team trying to take advantage as best they can of a defense whose window is closing. That window might have already slammed shut. I don't know. I don't want to totally react to what happened in game one, but man, they looked miserable yesterday. And there were a lot of us who we're looking at the defense going into the season thinking, are we sure this is going to be good still? They got a couple of really good players. Khalil Mack, obviously. I mentioned Goldman. Akeem Hicks is there now and good to go. But beyond that, they're going to have some real trouble in their secondary. So I would like to bring back the defense from 2018. If we could do that, I would be really happy.
I don't think you're it's one of those things where it's like I would want to be frustrated if I was a Bears fan on that performance, but it's also like I do think that Matt Stafford is like he's found new life. He's found new life in a competent franchise, in a competent offense. I think he's going to I think the man is going to get some MVP votes this year. So it's like part of me is like, how much can you read into that versus I don't know with the way the Bears looked yesterday. Ronj, we have got some Brendan Fraser breaking news. Clay Helton has been fired from USC. While
wow.
we were on the stream, Clay Helton has been fired from USC.
Didn't take long.
Ronch, how long until Urban Meyer throws his basically tells Jacksonville, "Hey, I'm having some health issues. I gotta step away for a bit," and then goes and takes the USC job?
He better. He better, because I don't know if he knows what he's doing in the NFL. And if I'm Jacksonville, if I'm the owner of the Jaguars, I'm thinking that make this job easy for us, and we'll go get somebody who I think can actually groom this kid a little bit. Urban Meyer clearly belongs in college football.
Oh,
very clearly,
for sure, but without question. And that was even before the game yesterday.
Yeah,
before the outcome of how bad they got smoked by a Texans team who is terrible. Let's us not forget that this Texans team is awful, and you get your doors blown off by them. And even just the fact that he went for the whole Tim Tebow, like, let's give it a shot thing, like, that tells me, like, he still thinks this is college and, like, he can make athletes play wherever he wants on the field. It's not, man. I don't know. But I think Urban Meyer, and if I'm USC, I'm calling Urban Meyer. Like, that's my first phone call. Hey, Herb, what are you doing, dude? You busy right now?
Sidebar here. How about the poor Pac-12? You start the day on Saturday with a huge win over Ohio State.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the rest of your day sucks.
Well, yes, but I think Colorado, it took a final 2-minute drive for Texas A&M, the number 6 team in the country, to beat Colorado. Colorado is not the best Pac-12 team, not even close to the best Pac-12 team. And they're there running with the second best team in the SEC. The Pac-12's better this year than they've been in years past. And I'll give them credit. UCLA blew the doors off of LSU. Hey. I don't know. I think the Pac-12,
Austin,
is the Pac-12 back? People are asking. People are asking, Ron.
A couple of years ago, the Citadel was hanging with Alabama for a half. Let's calm down. Yeah, it's early season. You're going to have your bad games, and that's what happened. And Colorado got to hang in for a while because of a bad
hanging for a while. They hung in for 58 minutes.
That's it.
They hung in for 58 minutes against A&M, and A&M who like still only beat them by a field goal. They put up 10 points. Jimbo Fisher and his high-flying offense put up 10 points on Colorado, the freaking Buffaloes. Look, this isn't 91, right? Rashaan Salam is not walking through that door, Ronj. This isn't the Colorado of yesterday.
God.
This isn't
I'm
Cordell
thinking...
Stewart's Buffaloes.
Wait, why do you have to mention former Bears?
Cordell Stewart?
Cordell Stewart played for the Bears, and Rashaan Salam did.
Wait, I remember Rashaan Salam as a Bear. When did Cordell Stewart play?
Oh, like right toward the end of his career.
Towards the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he still nicknamed Slash at that point? Was he still doing like double duty?
No. Was he? I think it was like 2004-ish.
Okay.
No, 2003. He played for the Bears for one. He started 7 games for them in 2003.
So literally on the way out the door, as he's flying home, he like had a layover in midway and was like, "I'll play for the Bears for a little bit."
Then he went to Baltimore and started 0 games. So the last game he ever started, he started for the Bears.
Okay. All right. Not bad. All right. All right. So your back was the Bears defense.
Yeah, bring back the Bears defense.
Oh, you're saying bring back the Bears defense.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back from where it went.
Bears defense is not back. You're saying to bring
it back.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That works. All right. My back of the week is getting engaged. Getting engaged is back.
Congratulations, Austin.
Thank you. Yeah. Was not me I was referring to, but thank you.
Does Mayor know?
I did get engaged at one point. So thank you. I will just consider that a congratulations, just late. I got engaged back in 2011. Getting engaged. Both Britney Spears and Kenny from the Cineboys. Our good buddy Kenny from the Cineboys, part of the Cork Bats podcast network, our movie podcast. Kenny got engaged this week. Now here's the thing. I don't know.
Britney Spears? Is that what you said?
Well, and that's I don't know Kenny's fiance. So I don't know. Did Britney Spears get engaged to Kenny this weekend?
Look, I don't know Kenny. I'm just going to have to say yes.
Okay. All right.
Because if he didn't, what a disappointment.
Right. Right. Well, now, yeah, I don't look, and I don't want to know nothing. This isn't a shot at Kenny's fiance at all, but like now Kenny, like putting that thought in Kenny's mind, maybe he'll be like, maybe he's like, man, maybe I should have got
motivated. And he better be, because now her finances are freed up, or about to be, because dad's backing out of the conservatorship.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Brittany's about to be free.
Kenny could have been her new conservator.
Yep.
And my other back of the week, Pig Nipples, dude. Pig Nipples having themselves a moment in the spotlight.
You said Pig Nipples?
Pig Nipples. Yes. Should I clarify? Pig Nipples. Pig Nipples.
So nipples on a pig.
Mob also from the Cineboys. People are asking. People are asking.
Okay. People are asking, what are pig nipples?
No, well, yes, people are asking that as well. Pig nipples. So McDonald's customer vows to go vegan after finding a pig nipple in his bacon roll. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna enlarge this just so we can see it.
Is this a photo of the pig nipple in the burger or whatever it is?
Yeah. Can you, Ron? Here's a game. Can you spot the pig nipples?
Okay.
Can you spot it?
I got to see the photo first. I don't see a photo at all.
Oh, wait, you don't see a photo?
Yeah, there's no photo. Yeah, I don't know. We're having technical difficulties here.
Wait, hang on. Do you see it now?
Nope. I don't see anything, buddy.
Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Can you see us?
I see the two of us off to the side. I see the junk drawer. I see corked bats. I don't see a pig nipple.
Oh, well, damn it. All right, hang on.
Maybe there's a reason that we're not looking at the pig nipple.
But no, Ron, I want you to see the pig nipple. I'm going to make sure you see the pig nipple. I don't want you to go another moment without having to see the pig nipple.
I send it to me, because I feel
like what about now?
No.
Still no.
There it is. Oh, okay. What is that again? All right.
Yeah,
see, McDonald's customer vows to go vegan, and now there's an advert. Oh, look at that. Is that really a nipple, or is that just crumpled up bacon?
And that's a great question, Ron. That is a great question. It is
just like a bubble. It looks like a bubble that formed in the bacon to me.
And that's what I would have thought it was. Like, it's like, I part of me is like, are we overreacting here? And like, is it so wrong to eat a pig nipple? We eat literally every other part of the pig. What's wrong with the nipple? You say, like, I got nipples. Greg, you saying you couldn't eat me?
Yeah. Also, is that ketchup?
Probably. British people are weird, dude. British people are weird. It's supposed to be a bacon. So, all right. So here's the story. A British man claims he found a piece of bacon with a nipple on it. First of all, that's the best opening sentence to a news story ever. That is, look, they say in journalism, don't bury the lead. Well done by this journalist, because that is, and also, at what point, think about going through years of journalism school, maybe getting a master's in journalism, and then getting put on the pig nipple beat. It's got to be a tough start to your journalistic career, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that might be a highlight. But if this, and I haven't read this story, but if this journalist has done his or her job, they will have looked into why this sumbitch talking about pig nipples has ketchup all over his bacon. And that's a bacon sandwich just drenched in ketchup.
That's a great point, Ron. That's way more disgusting than the pig nipple. But he says he's now becoming a vegan because of this revolting discovery. He said to open it up and to find that was revolting. It has put me off meat entirely so much I'm considering going vegan now. First of all, to open it up and seeing the ketchup is where you should have been grossed out. All right. Yeah, right. Or what if that's not ketchup? What if that's just straight up blood? You know?
Okay.
Look, nipples bleed after. Look, if you've ever run a marathon, you know nipples can bleed, Ron.
They're not gonna bleed that much.
They could. I don't know how much pig nipples bleed.
Put some of the body glide on it, and then you're good.
Ron, put some Band-Aids. What if that piece of bacon came out with a Band-Aid over the nipple?
Then you have a case. Then you can
it probably would not be as bloody as it is there. But look, I'm not an expert on pig nipples, Ron. I don't know. The man claims he has OCD, so he opened up a sandwich and gagged, saying, "I know you can find a nipple on pork belly, but I didn't ask for a pork belly roll. I asked for a bacon sandwich. I dare not eat it, but I did eat the rest of the roll."
I do believe this guy's a liar.
That's the thing too. It's like, first of all, you can't eat the evidence, bro. Either you turn in the whole sandwich, or like you don't eat around the pig nipple and then be like, oh, I found a pig nipple. You have to turn in the whole sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, that guy's gross. I mean, the ketchup thing is worse than the nipple. That's disgusting. What is this man doing? So and never go to England. That's what I'm finding out here. And I really wanted to go to England. If
the ketchup is removed, Ronge, do you eat the pig nipple? If this is your sandwich, do you eat the pig nipple?
Let me see it in person. I gotta get a look at it.
You need more than this? You need more.
Yeah, I need to look at it. I need to
Ronge
look
is like, I can't not enough info, I guess.
Let me get a look. Let me get a look-see.
All right. What's your ugly of the week?
Well, I was debating whether or not this is this. I don't know if this is ugly or great. I don't know, but I'm gonna let you be the judge of this. So on Saturday was the 20th anniversary of September 11th, and leading up to that day and the day of, obviously there's a lot of programming that centers around it, and honoring it, or at least people who are broadcasting feel the need to bring it up and just to pay it some reverence.
Sure. It plays to the whole never forget mantra. Like,
never
forget. You do have to constantly bring it up, so people are constantly reminded of what a tragic day that was in our history.
And we should. I mean, that's the best way to honor the victims. Unfortunately for Keith Pompey, who he covers the NBA, and he is a host of the Locked On Sixers podcast. Presumably a really nice fellow. I don't really know. But poor Keith fell into, I don't know if there's a term for it, but I'm going to call it segue hell. I'm just going to let you listen to this. And I want you to hear poor Keith as he is talking about the events of 9/11, and then, well, you can just take it from there.
Let's just say it was a tough time in our history. And tomorrow is going to be an emotional day for a lot of us. I mean, the fact that you see kids, 20-something now, never even knew their family members. It's tough. But let me tell you something that's not tough. Not tough at all. And I'm talking about DirecTV stream. Right? Does it sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. Just to say it was a tough time in our history.
3,000 people died in the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and on Flight United 93, and all of those who died from the subsequent cancers from working at Ground Zero. But let me tell you about my friends at DirecTV first. I mean, are you kidding me? It's one of the best. Like, I felt so bad laughing at that, but I heard it on Saturday. So he was recording it obviously on September 10th, because he's talking about tomorrow being a tough day. And I'm like, I feel really bad laughing at this, but this is effing hysterical. Sometimes you just don't segue at all.
You don't.
It was
9/11, a day we shall never forget. And I've got some savings that you'll never forget if you switch to DirecTV.
It's one of the best things. Oh my God, is it so good? Oh my God. And it's just totally unintentional, and he didn't mean to.
Right. It was the dark. What did he say? It was the darkest day in our history. And then what does he say? I'll tell you
people. And then people growing up not knowing their families. It's tough. It's
And
Here,
then
I'll let you listen to it
yeah,
again.
let's we got to run it back.
Let's just say it was a tough time in our history. And tomorrow is going to be an emotional day for a lot of us. I mean, the fact that you see kids, 20-something now, never even knew their family members. You know, it's tough.
It's so sad.
But let me tell you something that's not tough. Not tough at all. And I'm talking about direct TV streaming. Right? You know, does this?
Oh, so many people lost so many of their loved ones in the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. It's tough. You'll never get a tough steak at Gibson's, though. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's tough.
It's just the senseless
familiar.
act of violence.
It's tough.
It's tough.
But let me tell you something that's not tough. Not tough at all. And I'm talking about direct TV stream.
Direct TV stream. And I'm talking about direct TV stream.
Oh, God, I feel so bad for him. Because I know
the senseless act of violence that was thrown upon the United States on that fateful day was just wrong. It was just wrong. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's just right. No rules, just right. At Outback Steakhouse, where they've got $14.99 sampler platter now for a limited time only. Make sure you get down there. Oh my gosh, my man.
Oh my God.
There doesn't always have to be a segue. In fact,
no, there doesn't.
Like, maybe hold off the live read and maybe even bring light to the fact that you're about to do a live read. Hey, listen. Okay. So now there's no good way to segue into this, but got to get a quick word in for DirecTV.
Yeah, I guess then even maybe that. I don't know if there's another way to do it.
When you're formatting your show, maybe just don't put the live read right after your 9/11.
Just great stuff. It's awesome stuff.
That is awesome stuff. All right, Ron. Before we get on, or the real quick, my ugly of the week is just Aaron Rodgers' performance. Now,
no,
Rongey, I got to ask you. All right, first of all, this is the guy who beat Derrick Henry out for MVP last season. Let us not forget. Still frustrated and bitter about that. But to me, Aaron Rodgers
was the correct call. But
yeah,
go on.
Okay. Right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah. Derrick Henry had a historically great season at his position. Aaron Rodgers didn't even have his best season of his career last season. But okay, sure. Correct call. All right. The Aaron Rodgers, to me, he's a genius. I think what he did yesterday. Brilliant.
Don't
I'm
start
gonna
with
say
this.
it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. The man went out. There's so many different ways, whether he did it intentionally or not. It's brilliant because we don't know. We won't know whether he went out and sucked and intentionally threw that game. Look, it's a 16-game season, a 17-game schedule. Go out and lose the first game. If anyone can bounce back, it's Aaron Rodgers. So if he's going to intentionally throw a game, you intentionally throw the first one. Stick it to the man. Stick it to the friggin' Packers organization. And then what would be great is if, how do we know he's not going to later throw in the towel midway through September? Oh, you want to bench me for Jordan Love midway through the game? Why don't you just let Jordan Love take you the rest of the season? And then he walks off and then gets the Jeopardy gig. Maybe, or maybe he's demanding to be traded. Maybe he's playing so poorly. He's like, look, if I play this bad every week, they got to trade me. Things to think about, Ron. Things to think about. I love it. To me, Aaron Rodgers is playing a choose your own adventure season.
Okay. I appreciate all the thought that you and a lot of other people have put into this, that it's some sort of conspiracy.
Ron, just stay woke, dude. Stay woke. Don't be a sheeple. Okay.
There's no way that Aaron Rodgers is going to do all of this, so he could leave to become the Jeopardy host, because the only way you could become the Jeopardy host is to be the producer who gets to pick yourself.
That's true.
That's the only way you can get that job.
But maybe that's his play. Maybe he's like,
All right.
look, if maybe if I play poorly enough as the Packers quarterback, I can then just walk off, become the executive producer of the Jeopardy, and then after a while be name myself the host.
Well, I tell you what, I hope they do go to Jordan Love, so that every team in the NFC North can win like 6 games this year.
Yeah, right.
That would just be awesome.
To me, this is like, I mean, the Packers had to know if you're starting a Jeopardy host at quarterback, you're gonna get those results. Like I think you could start LeVar Burton at quarterback, and he would have produced those same results that Aaron Rodgers produced yesterday.
I think so too. And LeVar Burton has like I guess exceptional vision. He's got that thing over.
Yeah,
his
he's got that. Yeah, the headband over
Right.
his eyes.
Right.
And then Joe Buck also could have produced that. Anderson Cooper probably. Everyone but that chick from The Big Bang Theory, I think, could have produced those numbers yesterday.
Which lady are you talking about?
I don't know.
The short one with glasses, or are you talking about Kaylee Cuoco?
No, not Kaylee
Cuoco.
Right? Kaylee Cuoco, I think.
I think it's Cuoco. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about
the chick who got the primetime? She was going to host the primetime Jeopardy specials.
Blossom.
Yes.
I still don't know how to pronounce her name. I've not been able to. Her initials are MB.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember how to say her name.
Mayim Bialik.
Bialik. There it is.
Yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Yep,
anyway.
That's her.
All right. Before we get to Frank Fact and get out of here, real quick, 3 for 3. Last week I went 0 for 2. AD went 1 for 2. We both chose the Monday night game like a bunch of doofuses, not remembering that we go live prior to the Monday night game. So we will not do that in the coming weeks. I think we both have the Raiders tonight, I think. I'm not sure. But this week for the 3 for 3, I'm just going to read these because if whoever in our 3 for 3, whoever wins all 3 games gets 3 minutes to talk about whatever the hell they want without interruption on the podcast. So if you want to throw in some winners, you very well could. This week AD has the Vikings plus 4.5. He has the Jags plus 6 and the Colts plus 4. I have New England minus 5.5, Arizona minus 4.5, and the Cowboys plus 3. I don't know why my younger self would be kicking me in the nuts right now for ever betting on the Cowboys, but that's what I've got for next week. All right, you ready for everyone's favorite part of the show, Ranj?
Yes.
It's time for the
Is it the end?
No, well, no, not yet. Almost. It's time for the Frank Fact.
Frank. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just tweeting this out. Okay. It's time for.
You really do need a producer. You need
really
somebody who can do all this this stupid work while
if anyone wants to come work for free, I would gladly. If you want to intern with Cork Bats, I will gladly take you. We could use a good producer.
Yeah, I don't know if this gets you college credit though.
No,
does it?
Well, we're actually looking into it. Hopefully that would at some point we would love to get you college credit, but no, it could get you experience, get you connections, network. You get to meet Chris Rongey. So that right there alone is worth it. But all right, let's get to the Frank Fact. Okay, Ron, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I actually like this one today. I like them all every week.
I'll be the judge.
Okay. All right. I figured that was coming. Okay. So to this week's Frank Fact, there's only been one person in recorded history to be hit by a meteorite. And that was Ann Hodges in 1954. Again, there's only been one person in recorded history to be hit by a meteorite. Ann Hodges in 1954.
Wow. I feel like did she die?
I would imagine.
Well, maybe it just took off her arm.
Nice cause of death, though. If you're going to go out, I mean, to be the only person ever to be hit by a meteorite.
You know what? the only bad thing about, well, not the only bad thing, but I guess what would suck about, one of the things that would suck about dying in a very cool way is you can't brag about it.
Yeah, no, you can't. And this has always been my thing, Ronj. If I ever die like in an embarrassing way, I want it to be made fun of. I want people to laugh about it. All right. And unless it's on the toilet, anything outside of dying on the toilet, I want people to laugh and make jokes about my death. Yeah. I've always said this. Because I want to bring humor to the people even after I pass.
Have you seen, I think it's an SNL sketch, and it might be a John Mulaney SNL sketch about the toilet seat ejector, where it's for the people who are having a heart issue, or they're dying on the toilet. Like, there's a button they can push that it ejects them back into their bed so that they're not found dead on the toilet.
I have seen that. I have seen that. Oh, yes. Like, that's
yeah.
Like,
that's
give me that. I'm okay with. Here is the toilet seat ejector.
It's really funny,
right? You don't want to die on the toilet. So John Mulaney introduced the toilet seat death ejector. When you're about to die and croak on the toilet, you just fire it off, and it fires you back into your bed. The only problem with that is you have to make sure your door's open, because if your door's not open, right, you're gonna die in a more awkward position in the bathroom.
That's so funny. What a really funny idea. Like, yes, like, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack. I better push this button. I don't want to die on the toilet.
Right. So yeah,
can I give you a Frank fact?
Yeah.
You can use this next week if you want.
I was gonna say, I think it'd be a Chris fact or something like that, but yeah.
Well, you're not Frank.
What?
You're not Frank, but you call it a Frank fact.
No, we get these facts each week from Frank.
Who's Frank?
Frank Ford. He used to write for Cork Bats way back in the day. Childhood friend of mine. He's the man. Each week he just hits us with a fact, and they're always the most impressive facts I've ever. Like, it makes you listen to the junk drawer, and you just get smarter by hearing these Frank facts.
Here's one that I think you should know about. You ever heard the name Violet Jessup?
No.
Okay. So there were 3 ships that were built around the same time, and they're all sister ships.
Yeah.
The Britannic, the Olympic, and the Titanic.
Okay.
All 3 of them had accidents. All 3 of them, well, we know what happened to the Titanic. I think one of the other 2 sank as well, either the Britannic or the Olympic. All of them were involved in some sort of crash of some kind, and I believe 2 of them sank. She was on all 3 of them.
No.
And survived all of them.
Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, she survived every single one of the accidents.
That girl just knows how to get to a lifeboat.
I know, right? It's amazing.
If I'm on a boat, I'm hanging out with her. I'm not like, if I'm on a boat, like, obviously, like, you have to know, okay, something bad's going to happen to this ship. But you make sure you keep her glued to your hip, like you're a defensive back guarding a wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like just unbelievable. Like, she was a good luck charm. Died of a heart attack. She died later in life of a heart attack. But, like, how amazing is that? She's on 3 boats that get into horrific wrecks, 2 of which that sink to the bottom of the ocean, and she survives all of them. All 3 of them.
But it's just heart failure that gets her.
Yeah, and so she's on so she was on the Olympic first. It had a collision with a British warship, and she survived it, right? And then a year later, she's on the Titanic.
Yeah.
And then that sinks.
You sure?
And then she was on the Britannic, which also sank. And I forgot which one. I don't know if it was before the Titanic or before the last one that sank, where she was like, okay, I'm done with all that. And somebody's like, nah, come on. You gotta work on this ship next too. And so she's like, okay, you got to imagine that when the ship is sinking, she's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, right.
Like, I told you I didn't want to do this.
Right. Like I would think like the second time you're probably like, are you kidding me again? And then like, okay,
the third time it's hilarious.
The third time it's just like, all right, this
funny.
is
Yeah.
right. I'd be less surprised if she died from the heart attack on one of the ships while it was sinking.
Right.
But the
Like-
fact that she goes home and just lives a comfortable life and basically dies like the old lady from Titanic, like she survived 3 Titanics and then it was the heart failure that got her. Like that's just fun. Like it would be funny if like she got in like a bicycle wreck, like she survives 2 boat ship things, gets on a plane, survives a plane crash, survives a number of car crashes, and then it's like, oh, she falls off a razor scooter and dies.
I know this much. If I were her and I had survived all 3 of those, I'm going balls out in life.
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing getting me.
Right.
Like nothing's going to get me except for my own ticker. Like you can't kill me. You can't kill me. Now, all these sausages that I eat throughout the course of my life, those are good. Now that's going to kill me later.
Right.
But you can't get me.
Oh, the pig.
What are you going to do? I was on 3 sinking ships and I survived them all. Come at me.
Yeah. She dies by eating a pig nipple. That's what ends up doing her in. There's only been one person in recorded history to be hit by a meteorite, Anne Hodges in 1954. Anne, this podcast dedicated to you, my ma'am. My lady. This podcast is dedicated to you. Ranj, dude, you're the man. Thank you so much for jumping in today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you are welcome.
I really do. I want to give one last quick update before we get out of here. This podcast is and always will be the number one Bowdoin College football podcast. And I just want to say that this Saturday, kicks off the season. Last season, Bowdoin College canceled their entire season because of COVID. This season, they're back. Bowdoin football's back. They got Hamilton on Saturday. They're at Hamilton. Always a tough place to play. You know what they say about Hamilton College football. It's right up there with Bowdoin College football. The Polar Bears, we are with you. Good luck in Clinton, New York. We're hoping you guys win the NESCAC this season. We love you, Bowdoin football. I think it's Bowdoin. Maybe Bowdoin.
I don't know.
We always struggle with this. Bowdoin.
I bet it's Bowdoin.
Well, that's what we thought at first, but then someone corrected us at one point.
Somebody corrected you.
Someone actually corrected us on this podcast about how we were pronouncing Bowdoin or Bowdoin. I see it. That's the thing. And I don't remember what it was, but it was a long time ago. They didn't play all last season. We're ready for Polar Bears football. It is back this Saturday. We want to wish a best of luck to our guys out there. So give Ed Corkbats 2 on Instagram a follow. We are back on Instagram, but it's under a new handle. Thanks so much, Zuckerberg, you dick. At Corkbats 2.
That Instagram's not his, is it?
Well, Instagram's owned by Facebook, so technically it is.
Oh yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
That's why you can post to Instagram directly from Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Dana White, also a dick for getting our account suspended. Okay, Ron, you got anything for the road? Thanks so much for filling in, dude.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Look, I know this has been a tough day for you. But I'll tell you what's not tough. DirecTV streaming.
DirecTV. Yeah. DirecTV will get you through any terrorist attack or natural disaster.
What if my man was doing a report on the Titanic and all those 3 ships sinking? He's like, the Titanic sunk, over 2,000 souls have perished. But I'll tell you what will never perish: these great deals from DirecTV.
Are you kidding me? I love it. I'm so happy for him.
I'll tell you. Hey, look, I'll tell you what'll float your boat. This new Sunday ticket with DirecTV. Make sure you get it. Oh man. All right, we're getting out of here.
Goodbye.
Since AD's not out, I will remind you guys, please remember to water your plants. And also, I'm trying to think of how I end this thing. Ron, do you even know? Do you even know how I end this thing?
No.
Yeah, I think
No.
you do. What's the word that I always say to end the podcast?
I don't know. Deuces.
It's the same word I started the podcast with.
Oh, ahoy! Yeah.
Yeah, ahoy! There it is, Ron. Hey,
dork.
ahoy!